Well, what is up, Christ Church? Welcome to another Monday video, kind of family conversation right to your inbox. So we are in week 2 of Raise the Spear. Yesterday, we just got done talking about what it looks like when we raise the spear of trust. And as we're in an initiative like this, I know, man, like we talked about yesterday, man, Abraham had this moment where he had to just radically trust God. And honestly, he got to a place where he didn't really trust God, and it didn't work out so well for a moment, but God still remained faithful to what God said he was going to do. And so I just began to think about in our own church, in our own initiative, in our own lives. I know for me, there's been moments where, I trust God, trust God, trust God. And then I have this moment of fear where I stop trusting God for a moment. And I know for some of you, just as I think about the church, as I think about leadership, as I think about you, your family, as I think about me, my family, I'm guessing there's been moments, maybe here or at another church, where you've just had some trust issues. We all have them, right? And so I want to ease our mind in these things as well as we move forward with this initiative of trust. I know for myself, like it's a big trust in God to take on an additional $7.5 million in this initiative. It's a big trust. Like, God, are you going to do what I believe you say you're going to do? And I believe that, but I got to be honest with you. There's moments like where I'm like, God, I'm not sure I trust this. And I know for some of you, my guess is you're like, God, I'm not sure I trust that if we give this, you're going to do this. Or God, and here's what I want you to know. This has zero to do with the project. This has everything to do with our hearts. That's why this initiative is that. It's an initiative. We're not calling it a campaign. This is a discipleship initiative that each and every one of us would trust God with our hearts, that we would trust God with our lives, that we would trust God with our resources, because these resources that we are going to use to bring more people to know Jesus, they're not ours to begin with. They're the gift that he's given us to use. So there's this principle in finance in the church, this biblical, that we would give 10%, right? That's called a tithe. Like 10% is the baseline that we would give a tithe. Can I tell you, that takes a lot of trust in God to tithe. It takes a lot of trust in God to give. It takes a lot of trust in God to have faith. And that faith is the things that we cannot yet see. That's also what vision is. Vision is getting behind something that we cannot yet see that is there. And so with all of that said, here's my hope. My hope for you, my hope for me, my hope for our church is that first and foremost, we would trust God. That we would trust God with our hearts, that we would trust God with our lives, that we would trust him with this initiative. The second thing is my prayer for you as the church that I have the privilege to serve with, to lead with, and be a part of, is that you would trust our leadership. That our leadership has prayed. I mean, we have soaked ourselves, bathed ourselves in prayer over the last couple of years for this initiative. Man, I feel like we got to last weekend and it was like, man, we finally got there. We finally got to the starting line is what we got to. And so my prayer is that you would trust that our leadership, I mean, I will tell you, our elders are some of the most godly men that I've ever worked with. Our staff, some of the most godly people that I've ever worked with. And each and every one of us, we're going to work hard through this initiative to make sure that we give you all the information possible. That we give you accurate information, that we give you exciting information, and that we give you these kind of moments right here of, man, I pray that you would trust our leaders, but more importantly, I pray that you would trust God with your life. So that's just a little glimpse in today. You saw some more of the renderings in your guidebook. Do me a favor, I've got my guidebook sitting right here on my desk. I've got to dive into this week 2 in your guidebook each and every day. Get in this. Also, do me a favor, the prayer 123 experience that we're doing, Jude 123, rescue others by snatching them from the flames of judgment. Every day at 123, we have a prayer video that goes on Facebook Live. One of our staff, one of our elders is going to lead you through, literally, it's like 2 minutes, a 2-minute prayer experience every day. at 1:23 in the afternoon. So be looking at Facebook Live. If you missed it at 1:23, it's still there. Go back and pray, okay? With all that said, I hope you've had a great week so far. I know it's Monday. You're just getting going. I hope Raise the Spear is challenging you, and I hope it's exciting you for your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, and the people you encounter each and every day. Will know Jesus better. Will know Jesus more. Will know Jesus, period, because of how we're going to invest in them. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. See you.